Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna be doing my 3D. As you can see here again that last time I colored everything in sequence in the last video, and now I just imported this my salon into the 5D render software, and I'm just gonna be applying all the materials for the walls, windows, and any textures to make it more realistic and look like an actually 3D file. As you can also tell that I have also decided to change some of the designs or the textures that I am applying to each different area than I did before, because I'm redesigning everything to make it more uniform, look more realistic as an actual salon that would be built, as you can tell. In real life, you don't actually do this right now. You actually design everything beforehand, ask the client what material they want, where, and how you are perceiving their ideas, and what material goes best in each area. But for me, as an practice and learning how to use this software, I'm just experimenting and trying to see what should I apply where and what looks good or not. There's no actual rhyme and reason for me. It's just how I feel how I would design something, and it's just experiment. Later on in this video, I will also be applying the lighting to this salon. I also want to know how it will look realistically if a lighting is present, rather than just looking through the roof, because this is now different, and when you have lights it gives a very different and realistic feel or fake feel depending on how you implement it. So later on I will also be experimenting with that. I have already applied all the fixtures, lamps, and any other lighting material that is present, which is the source for lighting. I've already fixed it, but it's just a blank model. It doesn't actually show lighting. So in this software, I will also be trying to figure out how to apply the lighting materials through the to the 3D model. One thing that you should know is not everybody uses as many colors and textures in real life that I'm using right now. This is just me experimenting, so just take it with a grain of salt. And I'm just trying to figure out what to do where in actual life you don't really use this many tiles, this many textures. You can use these, but it adds up a lot of costs. So you don't really use this much, you just major use a common theme and just create a little bit of variations on it. You don't have to color and paint or add texture tiles to each separate area as a separate texture. Majority of the time, this one common area has one kind of paint or texture. Then in offices, you have one kind of, if you want. In bathrooms, majority of the bathrooms are all the same because if you buy in bulk, it becomes cheaper. But if you try to buy in small portions, it adds up a cost a lot. So this is kind of a fictional kind of thing that I'm trying to mess with right now. As you can see in this software, the one of the most uh, awesome reason that I've loved this software is I can apply different textures. I can change the color of the wall. I can do almost anything to the texture, and it does everything in real time, in quick seconds. It doesn't affect the performance of the software or the performance of my computer. It just does it on the spot, and if I don't like it, I can change it again. I can change it 1,000 times if I want to, and it does it in a snap of a finger. That's one of the reasons why I am in love with this software. And later on, as you will also see, when I apply the lighting, it does render that in the same way. It does not affect the performance of my computer. It is amazing. The only limitation of the software that I find very annoying is that it imports all the file into one color. If the colors are not different, it takes it in as a one thing, as a one file, and I cannot edit anything on this. Like if I want to change, if I want to move something, move one thing, I cannot do that. I have to do that in the other software, then import it again and apply the textures. That's one of the annoying things of this, but other than that, if you're using this just for rendering, this software is the best one that I have used right now. Well, this is the only second to third one that I've used, but I'm in love with it. It does everything very quickly. And majority of the textures are free. You don't have to buy anything. You can buy it, and it does have a pro part of it, pro version, but As a basic thing, if you're trying to learn rendering, you don't really need anything. You can just do everything on the basic one and it's free. As you can see right now, that this is the ceiling for the salon, and I have applied different uh, colors at over here as well for each of the rooms. In the original file, I believe I had a very weird chandelier thing in the center of the reception area, but I didn't like it. It was too low, it didn't look right. So I believe I changed that. I actually removed it altogether because it was too much lighting. I think you will see that in a second. Yes, as you can see in the reception area, I just removed the center lighting because it was too much. It looked weird. And right now, I'm just gonna try to apply all the lighting materials that I can. The one of the best things of this is that you can change the intensity and the spread of the light in real time, and it shows you how it affects the area. Right now, I believe I had the intensity brightness that was stronger than it should be in actual, when in actual meaning how the LED actually represents it in real life. But later on, I experimented with a lot and turned down the intensity and the spread, and it looked amazing actually. There is also one thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that you can only use lighting in four ways in this software. You have a spotlight, a circle light, a rectangle light, and a strip light. These are the four options that you have. These are the only options that you have. So you cannot apply lighting in curves or in any other matter like you while using LED strips, which can curve to the form of how you want to apply them. You only have these four options, which is not a bad point, but it was kind of inconvenience because some of the light designs and light fixtures that you get nowadays, the modern designs that you could say, they have different curves, which shows the light in only one area while the other is just a decorative the model of the uh, lighting fixture. So this was one of the annoying things that you could say. It's not a bad point, but it's one of the downside of this software that I found out. Because one of the light fixtures that I'm using later on, you will see in the reception area is it. It's a curved thing. It's a round curved thing, which originally is just an LED strip on the inside. That is supposed to be on the inside, but as I cannot follow the paths for the curves, I just applied the lighting in the center of it. I tried to make it look as realistic as possible. So that was one of the downside of this lighting. But other than that, as you can see, uh, no matter how much I change the lighting, it shows everything in real time without putting a burden on my software or on my computer. So it on that point it is first class. Over here I'm just trying to make sure that the lighting looks like it's coming through the LED panel that I've fixed on this ceiling rather than just looking like an invisible light. So what I came up with was to turn the light source upside down and try to reflect it against the panel. Later on you will see, because otherwise the lighting is perfect but it didn't look nice. Because right now as you can see it's just invisible lighting. So I just figured rather than just applying a light source applying downwards, I would rather apply it upwards against the panel. So as you can see now, it looks like it's coming through a source rather than being invisible. Okay, now it looks like it looks more realistic, like the LED panels that you have in the ceiling. In any office you go, it looks you can see the light panel. This is now what it looks like. And no matter how many lights I input into this file, it doesn't decrease its performance. That's it. It's one of this is one of the greatest points of this software. It doesn't affect any of its performance. But the downside is that, as I've already told you, you cannot change anything. Whatever is in the model, you have to work with it. You have to make sure that everything you have applied is perfect as you want it to be. As you can see right now, there is a lighting source I have applied in this waiting area that is right above the waiting area tables. And because it's curved and it's supposed to be an using LED lighting, I and I cannot curve any of the lights or apply the lighting specially to this area. This is one of the annoying things because I had to figure out how to make it look like the light right now was coming directly above the table through this light fixture rather than just being randomly placed, and make it look like it's actually coming there rather than being reflective of the fixture. Originally it's just supposed to be just coming from the bottom of the LEDs, and it should be just a small little ambiance thing. It's not an actual focus lighting, it's just an ambiance thing. But because I cannot curve it, I kind of had to mess with it. It didn't look as perfect as I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. So this is one of the downsides that I found out about this, because I cannot curve any of the lights or apply lighting to a special area. I just have to figure out how to make sure that it looks like it's coming through those fixtures rather than not. Same thing again applying for this pedicure area, I believe. The lights are supposed to be curved. They're ambience kind of thing. They have lighting, but it's not that strong. So I just applied a small little lighting fixture, lighting source through them rather than applying on each line curved. And again over here, as I've applied a round lighting source, I used a focus lighting source for this area, uh, to make sure that you have a spotlight just above the hairstylist, so you can see how the hair looks, how if you're applying color or cutting it, how it would look. And again over here, these lighting sources are not actually for providing a lot of light, it's just an ambience thing. That's why these are yellow and very dim. They're not supposed to be used as source light. It's just an ambience kind of thing that you would provide in this area. And at the bottom left corner of the screen, as you can see, I am trying to simplify and clean up my project as much as possible, and to make sure that I've applied lighting to each area and which light source is applied to which area, because applying so many lighting sources is very confusing later on in as you're applying um, from what I can count more than 100 light sources. So it became very confusing, so I just simplified each into its own section, which I believe was the right thing to do, and became very helpful later on because the lighting that I've used in most of my model is the same one, so the intensity of each of these lighting source would also be the same. So that helped me a lot to make my model a lot applying the lighting very easier. Applying the light source to this area was another challenge that I came across. This is supposed to be the LED lighting that you have above the roof, uh, but because I can't see how further the lighting is and I cannot move it and the intensity, so it became a very annoying challenge. So it wasn't difficult, but I could only apply this to only three of the walls, not the fourth one, because the other area is curved and I cannot use curves in this lighting. So I kind of gave up on that area for now, but I will try to see if I can do it in another way. But for now, this gave me the right amount of lighting, so I didn't apply any more. I didn't want to waste any more time here. And again, over here, I'm trying to make sure all the lights are perfect, how they should be, and how they would look. As you can see, the ambience looks good. It's just a false roof, and the LED strips are working perfectly. As you can see, I'm trying to apply it over here, but it didn't make sense, so I just removed it. And right now, I'm just copying all the lights sources and just moving it to the other areas because they are the same. The distance, the lighting, all of this, and this intensity are the same. So I'm just moving it down to make sure it looks okay-ish. Over here, I used a different type of light source rather than using the same one I used outside in the hair cutting area. This is because this is the facial area, and you need to know how the face would look like. And yep, that's the reason these lights are white rather than being yellow with low intensity. I used white with a little bit higher intensity of how they would look. I truly wish that they would change how you can apply the lightning, because I want to drag one edge rather than dragging both edges, and because I can't apply the lighting right at the center of the model, so I don't know how much lighting do I need on either side. So this was annoying, and I wish that they would change how, if either you can either select either corner, or they would show you how much area is there on either side, so you can actually stretch or reduce with either direction rather than having to reduce both at the same time. And I believe that is it. Thank you for watching. This was me just experimenting with this software, learning how to do 3D renders. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you have any pointers, do let me know, because I'm still learning and I would love to improve my skills. Other than that, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.